everyone, welcome to NintenDormant, the podcast where we discuss Nintendo games that have been left on the shelf. I'm your host George Banks, and joining me this week we have the slightly injured Josh Goldie. Josh, hello.
Hello.
You are an absolute trooper, Josh. Can we share what's just happened to you?
I've broken every bone in my body.
He has.
Every single one.
He's in a full cast.
Shooter.
I just fell over before coming on. both my arms.
Slightly less dramatic than we were just pitching, but you fell down some stairs, Josh. I mean, that's bad. Are you okay?
Other than my arms?
Okay.
Yes.
Good. And we're not talking arms this week, so I don't care.
No.
Joining Josh this week, we have John Cartwright. John, hello.
Hi, I've played GTA Advance now. I can report on what it's like. It is original. It's not a port of GTA 1 or GTA 2.
Okay.
It's an original game.
All right.
And it's all right.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Wasn't expecting much more, to be honest.
Yeah, I looked up reviews after the last recording, and they didn't look positive, but they didn't look awful either. So
It's fine. Yeah.
It's aggressively okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, good. Well, thank you for the update. We've got a little update for our listeners as well. Very exciting news. So you'll have noticed that Jon and Josh have been on the podcast quite a lot recently, and we've been chatting amongst the three of us, and we've decided that we're going to make the podcast our podcast. Hooray! So I'll still be on hosting duties, but Jon and Josh will be our resident guests. Guys, how are you feeling about committing yourself to being pitching machines?
Oh, I'm shaking.
because of the quizzes, or because of the volume of games that you're going to have to sort of produce at the drop of a hat?
It's a mix of fear, excitement, and love.
Ah,
Yeah.
That's well, all the reasons to get married, I've heard. Josh, how about you? How are you feeling about it?
Nintendo better hire me after this.
Yeah,
The amount of good ideas I'm going to be sending their way
We're
for
just
free.
giving them away, aren't we?
Yeah,
All these amazing ideas.
we should make
Miyamoto's
a studio.
sitting down, listening, and
Take a note.
Write that down. Write that down.
I do think the amount of pictures we're going to come up with is going to be obscene. But yes, no, I'm very excited. There'll be lots of new things coming to the show. We'll be starting a Patreon, so please do keep a lookout for that. We'll still have special guests as well on for certain episodes. But yeah, we're going to be talking games a lot, which makes me very happy because it's my favourite thing to do. Speaking of talking games, we are speaking about a Wii U classic today, and John just so happened to release a video today about Wii U titles that you can get for £70. Was it 12 games for £70?
Yeah, 12 different games, yeah. And it's not, you're not digging at the bottom of the barrel. This is like the major stuff. It's
really good.
It's Nintendo Land, it's Mario Kart, it's what the other games
what
I
other
talked
Wii
about?
U games they have? Mario Maker
all
1.
the other ones. Yeah.
Donkey Kong, Tropical Freeze, right, was on there.
3D World,
Yeah.
New Super Mario Brothers U. There's a lot of stuff in there, and you can get all of them for the price of just one game, and it's crazy.
It's absolutely mad. I can't remember. Did you say at the end of the video how much you can get a Wii U for now? Because I can't. I'm trying to sort of...
didn't. I should have done that. I don't know how much a Wii U's were.
Right. It can't be more than 100, right? It can't be more than 100 second
Can't be.
hand. So, I just think with that and the games you can pick up, if you can't afford a Switch 2 right now, you do actually genuinely have some incredible experiences available on a very cheap, underrated console. I mean, we're going to talk much more about the Wii U in this episode, but I love it. I love the asymmetrical gameplay. I love the gamepad. It's a great little machine. It's so sad that it didn't get the love it deserved.
Yeah. There weren't that many games that really used it, but ones like Nintendo Land and Zombie U. Zombie U was really underrated.
I'm so glad you mentioned it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Really early as well, right? Was it a release? It was a
release.
That
was a launch title as well. Yeah.
It was like the big launch title from Ubisoft, like one of the big third-party ones.
Yeah.
It was the Red Steel of the Wii U's generation.
It was.
Now, is Red Steel underrated, or is it rated just fine for what it is?
The sequel's underrated.
Yes.
Yeah,
true.
sequel's definitely underrated.
I think
Red Steel might be rated higher than it probably deserves, to be honest.
It was really ambitious. I'd be curious to go back and play it, with Wii Motion Plus, because I wonder if that would make a difference, right? Because the problem with it was that it was a bit janky. It was a bit janky going from like gun. Was it gun to sword back then, or was it?
Yeah, it's gun to sword.
It was gun to sword, wasn't it? Yeah, so mad.
Yeah.
Had good
I
ideas.
love, though, you can twist your hand and like twist where the pistol's turning. I love that.
Yes. Yeah, all these games are going to make a comeback, man. I mean, if only there was a podcast that talks about it. But yes, no, fantastic games you can get for the Wii U. A ridiculous library for £70. Games that we all love and adore. But we're going to play another little game right now. Yes, it's time for the NintenDormant Quickfire quiz. 2 rounds, fastest finger first, followed by player pass for double points. And as always, our resident guests will be picking their buzzers. So, Josh, what buzzer will you be gracing us with today?
There's a lot of good sounds.
I gave you such lovely build up there, and you just give me the flat. Go on. There are good sounds. I was playing it a little bit just before we jumped on to record, and man, it's a joyful, lovely little experience. There's great sounds. Go on. Are you going to pick one from the game?
No, because I can't think of any. So instead, give me the sound a Korok makes when you find one under a rock.
Oh, that's
good.
Great.
That's a good buzz.
Can we all do our best impression of that, please? Josh, give me your best Korok.
Yahaha!
Very nice. John? All right, ready? Not bad.
That's pretty good.
Okay, Korok reveal noise. Very nice. John, what will be your sound today?
Can I have a chihuahua? Just a barking sound from a chihuahua.
Are we talking Nintendogs Chihuahua, like digital Chihuahua, or just a real life Chihuahua?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think Nintendogs Chihuahua.
Why not?
Make it a Nintendo theme song.
Keep it vaguely on theme, sure, why not?
Yeah.
A little. I think my copy. So I bought a copy of Nintendogs specifically for this podcast. wasn't really aimed at me when it came out. And I think Chihuahua and Friends might have been the one I got because it was the cheapest. I don't know what that says about Chihuahuas. I wish I could find it, but yes, played it for about 30 minutes. It's not a game for me. Anyway,
when your other options are Dachshund and Dalmatian, I think Chihuahua's not winning out.
No, there were like 5 different versions of Nintendogs, I think, or maybe 9 altogether. It was
Japan had a few.
I don't know.
Yeah,
about
it was like the Shiba Inu one. It was a crazy amount of Nintendogs, but I am happy to source a Chihuahua bark for you. Did you guys play Nintendogs? I feel like you're about to say something about it, Josh.
I feel like we only got 3, but there's obviously Nintendogs and Cats, which also have 3 versions.
I think we got 4. Off the top of my head,
you think there's a 4th one?
I think it was 4. Oh, you're going to make me dig it out.
It launched with a few, and then an extra version came later, as if it were like Pokemon Platinum.
Right, there you go.
That might be the Dalmatian one that came later then, actually.
If you want to find out about it, Josh, there's a great podcast I can recommend for you. I'll send you the link. Right, well, we have our buzzer sounds, so lovely. Let's get going with round 1. Fingers on buzzers, please. Nintendo Land introduces a brand new Nintendo character into the fold. John's buzz.
It's Monitor.
Jeez. Yes, of course it is.
Iconic.
A great character. A
Should
she,
be.
right? She's a she.
Yeah, she,
That's a she, for sure.
It's a she.
Now, it's
Put her in
interesting.
Smash.
Yeah.
Burn Smash, yeah.
But even just as an assist trophy, 100%. Now, I understand the name is a parody on Monica, but I always preferred the sound of Monita. But are you both sort of camp Monitor?
Well, it's a pun on the word monitor.
Yeah, I know.
Screen.
So it makes
it's a
sense.
Screen.
but monitor sounds so silly, whereas Monita sounds like exotic and almost like a credible. It's a credible name, right? As opposed to monitor, which is just. If anybody listening is called Monitor, I'm so sorry. I just realised I'm just being so rude about an actual
not a real name.
Not a real name. Get out.
I mean, it's probably pronounced Monita, yeah. Because if you think of the way the Japanese would work, it'd be Monita.
That's exactly what I thought. That's exactly. John and I got in hot water with Alex about this, about the pronunciation of Yoshi and Yoshi as well. Are you Camp Yoshi, Josh?
No, I'm Camp Yoshi.
It's Yoshi. I know. Yeah, I know.
Yoshi.
Yoshi. Don't tell Alex because he'll tell us off.
That's what the rap says.
It's true.
So
it's true.
Go with the rap.
Confirmed. It's confirmed. Question 2. Here we go. So, Nintendo Land features a gorgeous plaza hub world filled with nods to Nintendo. But what vehicle can you ride to take a tour of it? Ooh, it's Josh.
He knows it.
It's a train.
It's a little choo-choo train. Yes, it is.
A little train.
I'm sort of disappointed that the train... I don't feel like it's themed after anything. It's just kind of like a little red train.
Just a train.
Yeah, it's just a generic ass train.
Now,
sorry, foul words.
did this game come out before Spirit Tracks. It feels like it can't have done.
No, Spirit Tracks was after. No, Spirit Tracks was before this. Yeah.
It feels like
Spirit Tracks
before
before
this.
this.
Yeah, it feels like a missed opportunity, right? It's good. Why can't you have the little Zelda themed train? Silly.
There's a lot in the plaza. I think it's a bit of a missed opportunity, but
Ooh, controversial take. All right, well, we'll get into that. But yes, little choo-choo train doesn't really do very much. You just sort of stand on it and look around. I prefer running around, but there we go. Well done. 1 point to you, Josh. 1 each. Question 3. You can earn coins while playing attractions, but what style of machine can these be played in? John's already buzzed. What is it, John?
Pachinko.
It's a pachinko machine. Nobody's going to know what any of the questions actually are. I should probably actually finish the question. Yes. So, what style of machine can these be played in to earn decorative items for your plaza? It's a pachinko machine. So, I think Manita, she moves above the top, right? She's at the top there, and you're just like dropping them down into the thing.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Very annoying when you're sort of limited on coins, but you do hit that sort of Nintendo classic thing of getting to about 500 coins and then just fully spamming them across.
I didn't realize actually what they do there is very similar to what Astrobot does on the PS5 game, because in that hub you're getting PlayStation relics that you get from a claw machine that you pay coins for. It's the exact same thing. Actually,
it's the exact same thing.
It's the exact same.
Yeah, there's just a bit more, I guess, gameplayness in pachinko, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
Like the crane game is just, if you were picking up, I think in Astrobot specifically getting to choose what it is. I think it doesn't just pick randomly.
It just picks randomly. Yeah.
Yeah, so with
this the pachinko, you can at least try and drop it in the right spot.
Machine gun. I think I filled out the plaza. I'm pretty sure I did, but there's a lot of things to get.
There is.
I
actually don't think I filled it out.
My wife was addicted to the pachinko and Donkey Kong Crash Course.
You
said
said this
full of coins
in your Wii U video. It's unbelievable. Like I love that there's like the thing I love about this game is that I feel like there's one event that's like really for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's such a broad range of games. But yeah, for me it was Mario Chase. Mario Chase is just the absolute king on that game. Rocks. It's just so
Luigi's
good.
Mansion.
Yes,
Luigi's Mansion
is
is
fantastic
the best
too.
one.
Yeah, so good. We'll get more into the games, but yes, the Pachinko machine, a nice little sort of side distraction when you're playing the thing. It's full of lovely little details like that. Yes, 2 points to you, John. 1 to Josh. Fingers on buzzers, please. Question 4. You can unlock switches for your plaza that trigger certain events, but what does the purple one do? Ooh, now I had multiple choice ready because it's been a long time since the game came out, but John's buzzed.
I could have done with multiple choice. I know one switch makes it nighttime, and another switch does fireworks, I think. And I want to say this is the fireworks one.
It's not. It's not, John.
It's not.
Josh, do you know?
Does that
I
mean
think
it's
I might
the
know.
nighttime one?
I know.
It's not the nighttime one. Nobody gets the point, but do you know?
Is it the one that packs everything up?
No.
No, I don't know them.
It turns you giant. You turn into big giant. You can kick everything over. Yeah. I mean, a bit of a mean question because there's a lot of switches you don't really necessarily remember. But yes, the purple one turns you giant. The blue one like lifts everything into the air and makes like a carousel with crazy music. It rotates everything around the plaza. The white one, I think, like shoots confetti and fireworks and makes it like a party. Green turns night into day. And then yellow and red, I think one of them's like information. And maybe the yellow one packs everything away. I think that's what the yellow one does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Purple one was fun, turning into a big old giant. That was always quite fun. But yes, just again, nice little details.
I panicked. I thought a button. I know one of the buttons didn't pan out.
You hoisted by your own petard there, John. You were just too keen. I would have, mind you, I didn't tell you I was going to give you multiple choice, so maybe that was just being cruel. I don't know.
It's okay. No one wins. It's fine.
We'll never know. And nobody gets the point.
Exactly. I didn't get any point.
This is bad, though, because if we end up with a tie, it means I have to come up with a sort of a tiebreaker question, and we know how good I am at doing those. So please, one of you win. Question 5. Here we go. The attraction most associated with the game is possibly Mario Chase. The game is up to 5 players, but what joins the Toads to make up the numbers if you have less than 5? It's John.
It's the little Yoshis.
The little Yoshi robot. Yes. Do you remember what they do?
They go.
Yep.
And they sort of stun players until you eventually touch them yourself.
Yes. They can't catch Mario, can they? They can just sort of stun him to make it easier for the Toads.
No, they can stun him. Yeah.
And they go red zone, red zone.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Can we all give our best Yoshi tongue noise? Not a sentence I wanted to say. Josh, best Yoshi tongue noise?
What, like? Bop.
Oh,
Like that.
I didn't like that at all. I think
You asked for this, George.
I know I did. I think we need to carry on. Josh, John, best Yoshi tongue noise. That's a good, yeah. That was like a plane. That was almost like Roadrunner going by. I'll give it a go. I think it is like blah blah. It's a weird noise. How do they get people to make these noises? Anyway,
it's all just Tataka in the booth.
You can't stop that man.
Yeah.
Is his song?
No one invited him. He just showed up.
Is his song in Nintendo Land? That's something I didn't look up.
Oh,
do we know?
I don't know.
Not that we know.
To be
of.
honest, I don't know if he was composer on it. I just know he's the voice of Yoshi. That's why.
Well, this is the thing. Whenever Yoshi's in a game, it tends to be in the game, right? So I reckon it's in there. We'll look it up. We'll look it up before we get into the main thing.
We'll find it. We'll find it.
It'll be in there. I'll leave it on the pause screen for 60 hours. It'll turn up. Right. So at the end of Fastest Finger First, John is on 3 points. Josh is on 1. John, you go first as we move into Play or Pass. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, here we go. In Captain Falcon's Twister Race, what powers the Blue Falcon?
Oh, no.
Is it A, a battery, B, a catapult, or C, a wind-up key?
It's a wind-up key.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. It's a wind-up key.
I didn't remember this at all. When you asked that question, I was panicking full force. But then, no, that's a wind-up key.
It is. It's got the little big old wind-up key on the back. And all the other racers have little like batteries in the top, which I thought might throw you.
Yeah. This is probably one of the games I played the least, to be honest.
Yeah, it wasn't. So actually, funny enough, I said that I gave it a quick play before we jumped on to record, and that's one of the games that I just tried out quickly. And so you have to hold the Wii U pad vertically for it, and it kept like desyncing where the pad was. So this ended up being straight at a sort of 30-degree angle, going like I can't turn left or right.
Can we talk about how cool it is though on the plaza? You move the gamepad around, and it just
just black lines.
It stays. It's so cool.
It's so good. Cool. It's so good. Yes, 2 points to you, John. It is a wind-up key that powers Captain Falcon. I love the aesthetic on all these games. I love that it's all like real-world stuff. We'll get into it, but yes, here we go. Well, we're going to stay on theme actually, Josh. So this one's for you. So, Samus's gunship is a decoration that can be found in the plaza, but what input type is seen on the sides of her ship? Does she have A, HDMI ports, B, SCART ports, or C, AV ports?
Oh.
You can play or pass. John's doing his best poker face.
I'll pass. I'll
He's
pass.
Passing.
Yeah.
John, do you know?
I do not know. It's probably not SCART, because Americans they'll be so scared if they saw a SCART port they wouldn't know what that is.
That makes it exotic.
AV seems right. It seems right, doesn't it?
I don't know.
You tell us.
I'm not gonna.
I'm going to say AV.
Yeah, it is. Well done. 2 points to John. Yes, I mean,
I should have just guessed it.
When I say AV, I mean like the little red, yellow, white.
Yeah, red,
and then
white. Yeah.
I think it's got the sort of computer screen ones. Was it like purple, blue, and white or something on the other side?
The component
as well?
ones.
That's right, component ones. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, very cool. Making up like the pipes of the back of her gunship. Now,
cool.
Remind me, does the Wii U have an HDMI cable?
Yeah, it's HDMI.
It is, isn't it? It is.
That's why. Yeah, it's HD.
Yes.
That's why I thought it might be HDMI, because the Wii U is the first HD console Nintendo made. So I thought that might be.
The fans would have been like,
plan.
Samus has an HDMI port. That means Metroid Prime HD.
Yeah, and by fans you mean all of us.
Yeah, specifically us. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, good. That was my plan, to fool you with that HDMI port. But I actually just suddenly thought, I can't remember if it was just like if it actually had the HDMI port. But yes. I mean, it's not exactly a console you remember for the visuals, is it? But yes, it did have an HDMI port on there. That is 7 points to 1. John is running away with this quiz.
Yeah, I am not doing too good.
It's the arm. Blame the arm, Josh. It's fine. That's the only reason why.
His power was in the arm.
I lost all my Nintendo Land knowledge when I hit my arm.
It makes sense. Now, no multiple choice for these last two questions. Is if you know it or not. So, are we ready? Play or pass? John, this one's for you. Staying with the Metroid attraction, Metroid Blast has various objectives, but what do the Metroids snatch up into the sky during one particular mission?
I can't remember.
They steal
I'm
something.
going to have to pass this.
they steal something off the ground. Do you remember what it is, Josh? Little floating Metroids.
I played this to death as well.
See, I didn't play the Metroid one, so... Well, I mean, I have played it at least once, but it's probably one of the ones I played the least.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it in solo and co-op. Great.
I don't know. I'm just going to take a guess. Does it, like, steal, like, batteries?
It's not batteries. It's Miis. They steal little Miis off the ground.
Oh, that's right.
There's little Miis running around and they come and just go hump on their head. And so you just see these little Miis going, ah, while they're getting floated about. Yes, 1 point to John. Yes, little Metroids stealing little Miis out the plaza and you've got to blast them to free them. Very weird one. Were you not a fan of that one, Josh, of Metroid? We'll get into it more.
Well, no, the problem with Nintendo Land is that I see it more as a like multiplayer game. So the ones I played the most of were the multiplayer ones. I think most of the other single player ones I tried like once, and if I really liked them, like the Donkey Kong one, then I would replay them to like completion. But ones like the Game & Watch one, and the Metroid one, I just didn't play a whole lot of.
Yeah, fair enough.
We were kind of similar. I had a friend group of 5, and we played the Mario Chase, Luigi's Mansion, Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
We played those to death. Metroid Blast, I loved, but it wasn't one that we played, over and over again.
Oh, that's interesting, because I really enjoyed it in co-op. We'll get more into it when we get into the history of the game. But yes, the Metroids in a particular mission steal up little Miis and float off with them. Very mean, but they need to eat, so who are we to judge? Right, Josh, you have the last question of the round. Are you ready?
Can we make this worth like 50 points?
No, I mean, I can make it worth 7 points if you want, but then if you pass it, then Josh that's a real dropping for you from John. Right, here we go. So in Pikmin Adventure, you can get 2 types of seed to power up the Wiimote players who are playing as Pikmin. Can you name one of those seeds? There's 2 different types. Can you tell me either of their names?
No. I'm just gonna guess a power pellet.
No, it's not a power pellet. John, this was a hard one. Do you know this one, John?
I don't know this one either. No.
I didn't remember, to be honest. There's one called the hammer seed, which makes them do like a sort of big butt stomp, and then one called a knuckle seed, where they sort of like they kind of like shoot off like an arrow. Do you remember that?
I do.
No.
I vaguely. Pikmin's one that I kind of did once and then moved on from. I thought it was fine, but it wasn't one of the best ones.
Yeah, I think it was better than I remember, actually. I was sort of having a little toy about with it, and I think it's definitely one you get more out of when you have more people playing it.
Yeah.
But things like the Knuckle Seed, I just thought, why isn't this in the main series? This is awesome. It turns them into a bow and arrow, basically. But yes, so, well, with that question done, that is the end of the quiz. Josh, 1 point this week, I'm afraid. But John, you are this week's winner with 8 mighty points. Well done.
I've never felt this kind of power. I'm not sure what to do with it.
Never felt so damn alive. Well, as the winner of this week's quiz, that means you will be going first as we move into the main event. So yes, the game we are talking about this week is Nintendo Land. A quick history lesson for those who don't know. Nintendo Land was a launch title for the ill-fated Wii U. Launching in 2012, the game drops your Mii into a Nintendo-themed plaza, with various Nintendo-themed attractions to enjoy in solo or multiplayer, including the solo and co-op team attractions Zelda Battle Quest, Pikmin Adventure and Metroid Blast, the co-op-only competitive games Mario Chase, Luigi's Mansion and Animal Sweet Crossing. Animal Sweet Crossing? Is that right? That must be right.
It doesn't feel right.
No,
It doesn't feel right, but apparently it's Animal Sweet Crossing. And 6 solo games, Yoshi Fruit Cart, Octopus Dance, based on the Game & Watch game Octopus, Donkey Kong Crash Course, Takamaru's Ninja Castle, Captain Falcon's Twister Race, and Balloon Trip Breeze. The game focuses on using the Wii U gamepad in tandem with Wiimotes in interesting and dynamic ways, and has a heavy focus on asymmetrical gameplay, something unique to the console. An incredibly fun couch co-op experience, this game was sadly never ported and is locked to the Wii U console. So yes, I mean, a lot to talk about. I think we've got to sort of be quite quick, because we've essentially got 12 sort of complete game experiences to kind of trot through before we get to our pitches. But I mean, as a starting point, I will say, how much do you guys miss asymmetrical gameplay?
Oh, all the time. It was the one thing
much.
I kind of wish the Switch 2 had was asymmetrical gameplay. I was sort of thinking, oh, maybe the dock on the Switch 2 will be like strong enough to let me stream from the handheld to the TV.
Well, my hope is with Game Pass, right? That when you can, not Game Pass, what's
Game
it called?
Share.
Game Share. Game Share. My hope is
Yeah.
with Game Shares that you can do that. Actually, that you can say, have this
you
copy
can in
of the game.
Clubhouse Games, can't you? Like they're doing
There we
it.
go.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
hopefully.
We could.
I think with
see
some,
the return.
especially because you can like also do it to your Switch One, right? So
Yes.
it's like
Yes.
you can have your Switch One as a second screen for some stuff. I kind of hope like if say DSNSO ever comes, that's like a cool feature you can have. Or if you do have the Switch 2 and the Switch One, you can have the bottom screen on the Switch One.
Do you know?
I think one problem with this though is like as a developer, so few people have like an extra console on hand to fully support a feature like that as an option for sure. But also, not that many Wii U games actually did it either. So it's not like we're missing on that much.
In fact,
It's
you know
most
what?
like Nintendo Land, Game & Wario, Zombie U. I'm struggling to think of more after that.
Star Fox Zero.
Affordable
Star Fox
Space
Zero
Adventures.
did a bit.
Star Fox Zero. Yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
It probably shouldn't have.
Oh, come on. It's fine. It's fine. I suppose we should actually sort of clarify what asymmetrical gameplay is, because it's such an old console now. It's not a thing. So just very briefly, the thing that the Wii U did, which was incredible, was that you had a system that hooked up to the telly and you had a gamepad. You could play those games on the gamepad and sort of have the functions change slightly, or you could have something displaying on the screen that people would be engaging with their controllers or Wiimotes or whatever. And the fifth player, fourth player, whatever, would have something completely different on their gamepad. So they were playing a game with you, but a different game. So, the best example of that, I think, is probably, or the easiest example, is Mario Chase. Now, that game is a 5-player game in Nintendo Land. The person with a gamepad is playing as Mario, and you have the whole map in a top-down view. And you were playing as Mario, and you were running and hiding. It's basically a game of hide and seek, and you were hiding in these arenas. Everybody else has their split-screen sort of counter, and they start running to chase you, and they have like a distance counter to Mario. So they can only see their field of vision, but Mario can see everything top-down. And it's so good. It's so good having those two different experiences. And at the end, do you guys remember what happens at the end of the round?
Well, after you've pushed them over.
Yeah, after you caught
after
Mario
you
or
caught
you don't
Mario?
catch him. It shows you everybody's route.
Oh,
on the
that's
level.
right, it does.
Yeah,
it
it's
does.
So
different
good.
round.
And you're sort of
Yeah.
reliving it. So the person playing as Mario can be like, oh my God, yes, you were so close to getting me. And it's such a great experience to share that you have your own experience playing this game. And then it brings you all together at the end to kind of relive it and share it. It's so good. Do you guys think, what's the best title in this in terms of asymmetrical gameplay? For me, it's Mario
I mean,
Chase.
Mario is pretty much up there. I'd say the biggest competition for it is the Luigi's Mansion one.
Yes.
Because
It's
like,
those two.
yeah, because having the Luigi's Mansion one, having the asymmetrical one, the controller being the ghost, who can obviously see everything, but no one else can see them.
Yes.
And so you can sneak around and stuff like that. I think that's like super neat.
it's
Whereas the
really
Mario one is really cool, but it's also very similar to the Animal Crossing one.
True.
Yeah.
In terms of how it does the asymmetrical gameplay.
The Animal Crossing one also just isn't quite as good as the other two. It's
No.
fine, it's fine, but Mario Chase and Luigi's Mansion are like the real highlights. They're endless in playability. You can just like play those things forever. It's just hide and seek.
Yep.
Those are definitely the ones that I came back to the most. But all the games in this game are good. There isn't really a bad one in there. But there's certain ones that you can just keep coming back to again and again, though.
I don't think there's any duds. I mean, funny you mentioned the Animal Crossing one, because for me, in terms of the sort of so the three that we've mentioned, they're the kind of there's so the solo attractions, there's solo and team ones, co-op team ones, and then there's co-op ones which are just kind of competitive ones. So those three we've mentioned are all the competitive ones. You can't play that as like solo or team game. But Animal Crossing for me is actually the best of those in terms of I love the strategy of collecting the sweets and dropping them. I always go to Mario Chase because it's so simple. Everybody can understand it conceptually. But in terms of sort of playing Animal Crossing, for me that's the best. Let's quickly like do a quick kind of rundown of each game that's in here then. So you have the plaza that we mentioned, and it's populated with these gates which take you to these gaming experiences, right? And you can unlock things to decorate your plaza, but the star of it really are the games that you play. They're kind of takes on different Nintendo franchises. So let's talk about the sort of solo and co-op ones first. So the first one I've got here is Zelda Battle Quest, which is kind of like got like a crafted aesthetic. You play as
It's Wii Sports Resort sword fighting where you're just smashing
yes.
enemies, but
With
you've
a
got a bow
Zelda
now, right?
skin.
It is. That is basically it. It's like it's on rails, right? So you walk along, you take down enemies as they come towards you. You've got to kind of swing in the right way, or you've got to shoot in the right way. There's very light puzzles, hit this one first, this one second, this one third to get through some gates. It's kind of like an on rails Zelda. What did you guys think
you
of
could
it?
raise your sword in the air and do a skyward strike. Is that right? That sounds
I think you can if you hold it straight up like that. It's Link's crossbow training too.
It is
with some added motion controls.
Yeah, and less sort of heavy metal as well. A bit sort of tamer.
Yeah. It's sort of vaguely based on Skyward Sword, but I'm pretty sure like Pig Ganon shows up at the end.
He does.
So it's also
quite hard actually. And then when you finish the levels, I think there's about maybe 16, 18 levels or something like that. But you unlock another 9, I think, and it gets quite difficult actually.
A lot of these games are really robust. Yeah, they keep on going.
Yes, they have secrets.
Yes, a full little experience, that one. It wasn't great for me. I love Zelda. It's one of my absolute favourite franchises. I'm literally wearing Wart from like Link's Awakening today on my t-shirt. But yeah, it wasn't one I went back to either in solo or co-op. It didn't really speak to me. It didn't feel like they had sort of found a good formula to riff on Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, the next one then, it would be Pikmin Adventure. So in this one, the person with the Wii pad plays as Captain Olimar, and if you have Wiimotes, so up to 4 other players can join in, you are Pikmin. And it's kind of like mini levels of Pikmin, right? You have to gather things up, you have to take down like big bulbobs and enemies and things. As you as you level up or something, you get more Pikmin maybe. There's levels with a timer. It's really good. It's definitely better when you've got other people playing as Pikmin as well, I think. Did you guys ever get to experience it with other people?
I think like once.
Right.
Yeah.
But most of my experience with all of these co-op ones is in solo, where they're just not as good.
No, they're not.
I remember this being a bit like Diablo. You just sort of keep smacking things.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. And I think there's... I can't even remember trying this mode out, but I feel like there's a mode where the Wiimote players could fight you as Captain Olimar. They can battle
Pikmin
you.
Turn on Olimar.
I think there is a mode. I must check that out. But I think there's a mode where the Pikmin can take on Captain Olimar. I think
Pikmin Revolution.
Yeah, they've had enough.
Yeah, but it's just those 4 going on strike. All the other Pikmin are like, no, we're happy, boss. We'll keep serving you. But those 4 are like, nah, we've had it, mate. You're dead. I can touch fire. Come here. So yes, I think it's good. Much better in multiplayer. And then Metroid Blast, where you play again. You're sort of traveling through a few levels. I think there's about 20. There's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Doing different objectives, collecting tokens, or taking down enemies, boss fights with Ridley and Kraid. If you have the Wii pad, you are in Samus's gunship, which is awesome. And if you're on the Wiimote, you are basically somebody costumed as Samus. And you can
team up. You can grapple onto the gunship as Samus.
The gunship
and
is
just
so
start
good.
flying around and shooting. It's real good. It's real good.
It's really good. But again, I think the thing with all of this, right, is that all 3 of those, so they're all 3 you can play solo or team co-op, and they're all they don't quite hit the mark as solo experiences, but they're great co-op experiences. Agree?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
This is like the best Metroid spin-off, and there aren't many to go between. But
See, what they needed to do was add a ball into the Metroid one.
I knew. Are we talking pinball or Federation Force here? Because
we're talking blast ball.
We're talking blast ball.
Oh, good God! Josh and I have already tried our best to bring that back. I don't know how well we did. The thing I love, though, and we've sort of briefly touched on it, I love that, we talked about the sort of composite and AV cables on her gunship. Some of the enemies have like a power switch on their front. We talked about the sort of it's almost like knitted aesthetic of the Zelda one. I really love that throughout all the game and all the attractions, it really sticks to the idea of like, this is a real physical world that we've shaped and crafted into being attractions. Do you know what I mean? Like you would do in a theme park. I think it does it really well.
They're like
really
toys,
nice.
but like really big toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like the HD debut.
Yeah.
And New Super Mario Brothers U wasn't exactly a stunner, but this one it's still gorgeous, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's great,
Yeah,
and it's sort of
absolutely.
it's simple, isn't it? That's the thing. It's not trying to do anything too fancy, and that lets that kind of shine visually. But yeah, no, fantastic. So they're the sort of solo co-op ones. Moving on from them, we've got the competitive co-op games. So we've talked about Mario Chase. Only 3 courses. There's like a very basic one with mud and bridges that disappear when Mario runs over them. That's fantastic. And then one with huge slides, which is just the absolute king.
Yeah.
It's the
Feels
king.
so good to like be narrowly just about to be caught, and you just take a dive down the slide.
So good. And there's the we mentioned the asymmetrical gameplay, so Mario can see everything. The Toads have their field of vision. They've got a counter about how close they get to Mario. One thing we didn't mention is that there's also a star. A star can spawn in the middle of the level. So if you're playing as Mario, you can grab that and smack into the people playing Toads. And it's kind of that risk reward thing, and also showing off that you can get the star, and basically knock people out. It's so good. I mean, anything to add about that one?
The Mario one's pretty fun. It's one of the best ones on there. So
Yeah.
wish they had more stages, just so you could have more variety.
I guess so, yeah. But yeah, that's the one that I tend to play the most. It's just super, super simple and fun.
So accessible. You can give it to anybody and just, they'll get it. Do you prefer John playing as Mario or Toad?
I think I prefer playing as Mario. I like being on the loose,
Yeah.
in the loose cannon, having everyone chase me.
Yeah, it's great.
Don't want to work with anyone.
I don't play by the
Want to be the
rules.
solo.
But that's the best bit, though, isn't it? Right, when you actually get in a room with people to play it, and the Toads start being like, "He's over here, like come to the left," and you'll actually work together to sort of pincer people. Oh, so good. Do you like being Toad or Mario, Josh?
Probably Mario as well,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Let's be honest, we all like the glory of running loose.
Yeah.
Yes, very accessible, absolutely fantastic. It is my most played. I checked the stats. It's 94 plays on there. I think it's my most played one. So Luigi's Ghost Mansion is similar but different, right? So you've still got the one person trying to outrun 4 other people, but instead of one person on the screen pad having the whole map and everybody else having a narrow vision, everybody has the whole map, right? So on the screen, the Luigis are all placed around with their torches, and you can see the whole map. The twist is the person with the gamepad can see the same thing, but they can see where they are as the ghost as well. So the objective for the Luigis is to shine the torch on the ghost, to reveal it, to lose its lives before time runs out. The ghost is just to survive until time runs out. If there's like a flash of lightning, the ghost is revealed. So
you.
that's a great twist because you don't know when it's going to come. And if you're close to somebody, all of a sudden, you've got to go. The rumble in the pad lets a Luigi know if the ghost is nearby.
How close they are.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
And if you're the ghost, you can catch a Luigi to knock him out of the round. So there's again that risk reward of, well, do I try and sort of take their numbers down? But the other players can revive the Luigi with the torch. But then
they're vulnerable.
Oh,
Yeah, then they're vulnerable
it's
to
brilliant.
being.
It's so good.
It's the best. It's the best mini game of the bunch. I love the Luigi's Mansion one. There's like so many different level varieties.
Yep.
There's just a lot of fun. Like you can be really tactical as the ghost.
Yep.
Use other people as bait to lure them in. Pick off stragglers who sneak off.
It's so good.
Like
You can be on the other side of the wall, making the controller vibrate. Even
So
when
they'll
you're near them,
start
just freak
spinning
them
around,
out.
going, "Where the hell are they?" And they just have no idea. It's brilliant. And like the fourth level, I think the fourth stage is just the roof, right, of the mansion, so it's completely open.
Yeah.
So like, if you can do that as the ghost, it's a real flex as well because it's covered in manitas, like spinning their things around. So it's. Oh no! It's. I think you might have talked me round, Josh. I think it is. I think it maybe is.
It
My
probably
favourite
is the
sequel.
best one.
yeah, it's the best one. It's just so
You
good.
can get there's like the super torch power up as well. The third competitive co-op game is Animal Crossing Sweet Day. That's what it is. I did write it down correctly somewhere. So this is a hard one to explain, right? You can play it. Basically, the person with the gamepad is playing as two like guards on an Animal Crossing island with a knife and fork.
Yeah, it's the inverse.
Yeah,
the gamepad person is the one who's chasing.
Exactly. Right. And yes,
everyone else.
And
You're
they
playing
can-
Copper and Bark or something like that.
something
The
like
police
that.
dogs.
Yeah, that's right. And you can't see. Basically, you control each one with one analog stick on the pad. Yeah. And if you, I've given myself the double thumbs up and the fireworks have come back. But if you move the characters further apart, you see more of the map, so you can see where the other characters are. And if you move close together, obviously you want to try and sort of pincer people and catch them. The other players are playing as Animal Crossing characters with giant heads, and they are gobbling up sweets on the ground. And if they're playing just one person versus another, you want to deposit them in like a kind of like a golf hole, right? And that's how you get your numbers up. And then, am I right in thinking if it's more than 2 players, then you're just basically competing to have the most sweets? I think that's right.
I don't remember.
I don't remember actually.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
I have a memory of it being like the winner is the person who gets the most sweets in the end.
Yeah, but I can't remember if it's you have to be full of sweets or deposit them. Either way, as you...
I think you have to be full of sweets because it makes you slower.
That's right.
Sweets,
as you acquire the sweets, your head swells and you get slower. But it's great when somebody closes in on you and you just start dropping your sweets. And then you can move faster than them. So again, it's got that great level of strategy of like, where do you drop them? How do you pick them up? How do you outrun them? It's very, very good. All 3 of those experiences are just absolute sort of peak couch co-op experiences. They're fantastic. And then from there, we move on to the solo games. So there's Yoshi's Fruit Cart Tour. John, you were talking a little bit about this one. Give us a little blurb about how this one works.
So the way it works is basically the TV and the gamepad show very similar things, but the TV has fruit and the gamepad doesn't. So you've got to draw a path from Yoshi to the fruit and back to the goal while not being able to see it on that screen. So you're looking back and forth between the 2 screens, trying to line it up.
Sounds easy.
And it's really hard, though.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
But it's... Funnily enough, this is the one I remember the least, I think.
It's clever,
when you mentioned there was a Yoshi one before, I was like, is there? I genuinely don't remember this one.
I think it's got Yoshi's story music in the back.
It probably does.
Possibly.
That's the one they always lean to with Yoshi.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't remember about this one either. And like, there's kind of visual markers on the floor. There's like clouds and things, so you can kind of place where you're going. You can get power-ups, right? Where you can get like a flag that you can place on the thing, so you can map it round. And it gets harder, there's obstacles, things you can fall down, spikes, bees, you have to collect the fruit in a certain order, the fruit is moving.
The fruit starts swirling around and moving as well, so you've got to time it as well as trying to line up.
I think I didn't like it because I was really bad at it. Like I love it conceptually, but God, it was hard. It was really hard. So yes, a very good use of kind of asymmetrical gameplay with even a solo mode with the pad and the screen. After that, there's Octopus Dance. Do you remember this one, Josh?
It's the Game & Watch one. Yeah, it's the most basic one of all of them. You just follow the octopus's directions in a sort of weird dancing mini game.
Again, it's one analog stick is each arm, right? So if they go one arm right and one arm up, you have to press the right stick right and the left one up. But then it flips it around, so you're looking at the character and you have to do the opposite of what they're doing. I mean, up is still up, but then right becomes left. That's hard. Funnily enough, I actually really like that mode. I quite like sort of rhythm games and for things like that. So I found that mode quite satisfying, and I would sort of carry on with it a long time. It gets to a point where they squirt ink on your screen. Wasn't a fan of that. But still,
Game & Watch is certainly a choice for all of the series they could have brought in for this game.
We'll get to it, but Takamaru is kind of a choice as well.
Well, Josh, why don't you tell us about Takamaru's Ninja Castle?
Best one.
When
they first showed off the Wii U, one of the things they did was the Ninja Star game. It was one of the core ideas they had. They basically made the entire Wii U just for this one minigame.
Absolutely. They sat down in the boardroom.
Mario 64 of the Nintendo land. So, I mean, they went with Murasame Castle because it's probably the only game they've ever made that's about ninjas. It's ninjas. So they're like, oh, all right.
I remember the reporting at the time, and everybody was just like, this ninja game, because nobody really knew. A lot of people didn't know what, even in sort of mainstream game journalism, I think, didn't know what Murasame Castle was. Josh knew from the age of 4.
I knew.
We all know this.
Yeah, I was born knowing Murasame Castle.
But yes, it is kind of 3D Murasame Castle, right? You have the Wii U gamepad and you're literally throwing ninja stars at the screen, at the onrushing enemies. And it is like bullet hell as well. It's great.
Yeah, there's ninjas everywhere. You're trying to get as much the highest score as possible. Each ninja color gives you different points. They'll have different like AI that do different things. If they get close enough, then you can hit them with the sword instead.
Yeah, brilliant. Like a realization of Murasame Castle.
You can knock ninja stars out of the sky.
It's so instantaneous to do that swipe across the gamepad to the TV.
It's gratifying.
Perfectly synced.
It's just a really lovely experience. Go on, Josh. Go on.
Yeah, this is something I only discovered last year. Did you know there's like a second half to that minigame?
What?
I don't know.
when you get to the end and you rescue the princess, it's not the real princess.
Oh, it's the horrible mask, is it?
Yeah, it's the mask. So that she comes out and it's Monita, but if you attack her, because the game still lets you do that, then it turns into the mask, and then there's an entire second half of a game.
I don't know if I knew that.
I've got to go back to it.
I've got it on stream. When I played through all the Murasame Castle games, I played that one. I did it the first time, and I was like, why isn't it giving me the achievement for beating this game?
Incredible. We haven't even talked about achievements.
I ended up discovering it, and it was like a whole thing of me in real time discovering there's an entire second half to this game.
This is why you're the king of quizzes. You just know, you have all the knowledge. Well, John, the next one we'll talk about is Donkey Kong Crash Course. So you said this is Roxy's favourite?
It's Roxy's favourite. It's a simple one. On the TV, you get this big view of this obstacle course, and on the gamepad, you get a zoomed view, and you just tilt this sort of DK triangular vehicle around.
So weird, the vehicle.
Yeah. The triggers bump up parts of the stage, so you can make things go higher and lower and spring the little DK vehicle around. But you can't go too hard, otherwise you'll smash him into a little banana thing.
It's so good.
And one thing we figured out, this was like months after it came out, was the Wii remote slows down time. So you can point at the TV, which brings a cursor on, holding the A button down makes this little bubble of slowdown time, and so you can save the DK triangle from falling if you time your time bubble right.
That's incredible. Wow. Why don't we
It's
know
a co-op
these
game
things?
after all. You didn't know.
Yeah, the secrets going about.
The vehicle's got no reference. I mean, why isn't it just one of the minecarts? I think the idea is because you've got a wheel at the top and then two at the bottom. So the idea is, right, if you tilt, because you're tilting the Wii U gamepad, so you kind of tilt onto the wheel. So it's kind of endless running, although you can smash it, like John said, if you go fast enough. But yeah, some of there's shortcuts and stuff as well, which is great. And some of the puzzles are fiendish, like really.
This one's
fiendish.
spectacular though. They could have made an
really
original
good.
game out of DK Crash Course.
So many of these.
This is probably the one This is probably the solo one I did play the most, just because it's so much fun to try and master it.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
It's pretty great. It reminds me of those marble games. I don't know if you ever had them as a kid, where you got the marbles and you're doing the bridges.
Oh yes, like the end of Mousetrap, right? With the little things like that. Right, so then we've got two more. Captain Falcon's Twister Race. Do anybody like to take on Captain Falcon's Twister Race? Do you remember?
It's fine.
It's okay.
You hold the gamepad vertically,
you do.
Which gives you a vertical view of the course. I think the TV screen shows you it in third person, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, it's behind the Blue Falcon.
Yeah. And you're just trying to steer with gyro and avoid obstacles and speed up, right? There's not much more to it than that.
You're beating a timer. You're basically beating a timer to get to the end. It's fine. It's not great. It doesn't always work fantastically, the gamepad on that one. So I always thought it was a shame because I loved F-Zero, but for me that was I get where they were going with it, and it's kind of showing off another application of the pad, but it didn't quite nail it. It didn't quite land.
Yeah. It was okay.
Yeah. It's fine. Perfectly fine game.
Yeah. And then finally, we have Balloon Trip Breeze. Josh, do you remember Balloon Trip Breeze?
You didn't remember this one
Yeah,
during the balloon fight pitch. I was
Didn't
like,
remember the balloon trip one?
You're like, no.
Nope, I literally don't even remember playing it even now, to be fair.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's all right. It's basically just Balloon Trip
Breeze.
from the actual NES game, but you can plop down these little fans to blow the Mii across the stage.
You can swipe the gamepad, can't you, to kind of make
It's
Breeze
lost
go
wins
in
from
certain
WiiWare.
ways.
It's lost wins. You just do little wind bursts.
It's
It's
a
really
wind
beautiful
burst.
too. Like this whole game is
it's
stunning.
very
but
pretty,
it's a really cool aesthetic.
I like how it changes from day to evening to night
Yeah.
as it goes through. That's really cool.
And you
Like
get
this
shadows
one
drop in
again.
the background too, like a curtain backdrop.
Yes,
almost.
it is. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we should add with all of these games, you're playing as your Mii, right? So that's again, it adds this kind of idea
Your
that you're
Mii
going to
dressed
an
up.
amusement park. Yeah, you're going and you're putting on these costumes and you're jumping into these toys. That's the thing I love about it. That you have all this sort of disparity with the games, but it's all tied in so beautifully to the core idea of the game. I mean, so that's it. They're the sort of 12. Basically, let's be honest, full games inside this one game. Before we move on to our pitches, is there anything you want to kind of add in to the description about the game? There's so much to talk about, but we could spend a whole nother half an hour talking about it, I think. But anything sort of crucial you think is good to add?
I mean, I think we've gone through all the different mini games there. The train, obviously, you talked about it as going around the plaza, but it's actually got the whole other mode to it, which is that playing multiple in a row party game.
Yeah,
But that's the point.
right.
That's the whole point of the train itself.
That's
is
it.
to
The
start
attraction
that
tour,
mode.
of course. The attraction tour.
Attraction tour.
A big thing Nintendo Land did as well is it did the Splatoon Plaza before Splatoon.
Yes.
So the
Yeah, it
Nintendo
did.
Land Plaza was synced to Miiverse, and all those Miiverse messages, just like Splatoon, you would get like just all these drawings come up.
Yeah.
So Nintendo Land did it first.
Oh, it's so good, and it's such a shame it's locked to the Wii U. I cannot state to you enough how much I'm really hoping GameShare brings things like that back, right? That you can do this with one or two Switch 2s. I mean, I had that same thought, Josh, about maybe the dock can power something to it, but it would have to have something inside it, right? And we haven't seen any evidence of that, I don't think.
It doesn't seem like it.
No, it doesn't seem like it. I think the only way they could do something like this now and make it so that everyone has access to it is by having your smartphone be a second screen.
Yeah.
And because everyone most likely has a smartphone. And they already experimented with that with everybody 1-2 Switch, so they have the technology there. So it'd be kind of awkward to play the Mario game on a phone. But...
Do you remember Mosaic mode in Super Mario Party and Clubhouse Games? That was the mode where you had
where you connected the switches,
multiple switches with their screens shoved together. You draw a line between them, and it just the screens carry between the systems.
Very clever, very clever. I mean, a brilliant application. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens with Nintendo and that kind of thing. I'm sure they're cooking up ideas for that. But we're going to see if any of those ideas come back now with our pitches. Because John, you won the quiz, which means you are the new president of Nintendo. But we are the board, and we demand that you bring back Nintendo Land and make it a big success. So please tell us, how do you plan to do it?
So the problem with Nintendo Land, right? Let's say my name's Jimmy, and all I've played is the Super Mario Brothers.
Hi, Jimmy.
I boot up the Legend of Zelda game, and I say, where's my pal Mario? Where is he? I can't enjoy this. I need my gateway character to enjoy these other franchises, otherwise I'm going to turn the system off. There's my buddy Mario. And so I turn over the page on my little thing, and it says Nintendo Land, and I put an IS before the land. It says island. This is Nintendo Island. It is a huge, sprawling island, similar to Woohoo Island. But the whole Nintendo world lives here. So in this island, in this interconnected open world island, you can run around, get in a Nintendo vehicle, get in an R-Wing, get in Samus's gunship, get in Captain Falcon's Blue Falcon. You can just roam around this beautiful Nintendo island, getting all these cool references, just getting to live it up in this cool Nintendo world. But you will find events in the real world. So in Nintendo Land, you have to go through a portal to get to Mario Chase. That's not a thing anymore. You've got to walk your way up to Mario Chase. Or if you want to fast travel, get the train. Get the Spirit Tracks train. And once you get to the Mario Chase adjacent minigame, you don't have to be Mario. You can be whoever you've set your me as. You can be a Link costume. You can be Takamaru, and you can just go into these Nintendo games. And while the games themselves are themed around these properties, you don't have to be. You can bling yourself out. You can customize. You can mix and match. You could be Link in his green tunic with Mario's red hat. Crazy.
Excellent.
Get to do all these wild things. But we're going to go a bit beyond what Nintendo Land did in representation as well. Because Nintendo Land, you had your Marios, you had your F-Zeros, you had your run-of-the-mill mysterious Murasami castles. We are going to go a bit more out there this time. So we've...
That's a surprise.
Splatoon's going to be in there now. With this one, it is going to be around... You know Turf Wars? You know Turf Wars, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have one person is going to be a squid hiding in the ink. And everyone else has to try and find that squid. It's another kind of chasing game. However, that squid can come out for a few seconds and spray ink. But if he's out for too long, he gets stunned. So he's got to try and find the time to come out. That's a new chase game we have. But we're going to have a new game in there too. The bell for whom the bell for whom...
The what?
The frog for whom the bell tolls.
The frog for whom the bells toll. We're just thinking about frogs, set 'em off.
All right, what happens in this game?
The frog for whom the bell tolls. This is a little RPG game. So you get... It's a single-player game. We've got a little open world in there, within our open world. And you get to roam around, touch enemies, and go into a frog for whom the bell tolls random encounter where you don't have to do anything. You just got to outlive them. That's how the battle system works. So we're going to recontextualize that entire game and put it into a mini game, small RPG world But you can keep coming back again and again because you're going to get more costumes from this world. You're going to be able to get a little frog hat or a little crown or whatever else. And you can apply that to other things because all of these games are going to reward you for playing them with new things that you can apply and take them to other games. It's all connected. It's all connected. I'll give you one more mini game that we're going to have here.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Astral Chain.
Police simulator.
Yes, are you the police force for the island? Just, these huge beasts.
We're going to have one player is going to be a legion, and the other players are going to be the whatever you call the police guys.
The police officer.
The police officers.
Whatever those guys
whatever
are
those
called.
crazy names are. Yeah, the officer. Yeah, carry on. Yep.
So you've got to take down these aliens, which one person is controlling, and all the other ones are going to be drawing circles and things around them to try and stop them.
Right.
So you get all these different unique abilities. Mouse mode can be used to draw the circles.
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah, it's asymmetric. But you're probably wondering, how is this going to work? There's no second screen.
Yeah.
I'm panicking over here. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
The thing is, some of these games will work single screen. Other ones, asymmetrical only. And to play those, you will have to have another Switch.
Yep.
But we're in the online era. Who cares? Right? Who cares? We don't care. Switch Sports is basically an online game. We've done it before. Who cares?
True.
So if you want to play the Astral Chain game, you either have to get a friend with a Switch, have a spare Switch, or play online. We don't care. Figure it out. That is Nintendo.
does this
that is
mean-
Nintendo Island.
The new Nintendo
Does this
slogan
mean
moving
NS
forward. We don't care. Figure it out.
Figure it out. So NSO is required then for some of these games.
Even for single player, yeah.
You must play the Astral Chain subscription service to play Astral Chain. Okay.
Okay. This is great. This sounds great. So we've got this huge island. I mean, to me, this almost feels kind of like Odyssey-esque, right? Like you've got an island, you're finding lots of stuff around it. Are we talking like multiple islands, or is it like just one huge island? Can you
It's
travel
one
to different
big
ones?
island. It's one big
Just
island,
one.
but it is big,
one
and there's
big
gonna be
one.
nooks and crannies, and there's gonna be
And
games hidden. Like you're gonna feel like you finished the game, but there's gonna be a game hidden in a cave somewhere that you've never seen before, and 20 years later, people are gonna find like the Excitebike game that no one knew was in there.
Oh my god! you have to drop into the mountain dressed as Fox McCloud, and if you fall far enough, there's a motorbike there, which is Excitebike. I mean,
Exactly.
I would love that. I would do that.
Yeah. We're gonna revive. It's on an island. Wave Race is gonna be in there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Get Star Tropics back.
exactly.
Perfect setting.
I had Wave Race on my pitch, but I axed it. Guys, I axed it.
Oh.
Oh.
I know. Okay, Josh, any questions for John?
So it's not Woohoo Island then, but will we be getting any Woohoo Island representation here at all?
Yeah, so there's going to be inhabitants on the island, NPCs roaming around. A bunch of them will be Mies. And some of them will have like lines of dialogue coming, almost like in the Splatoon Plaza, you get those messages. And some of
Yes.
them will be vacationing from Woohoo Island. And they'll say like, oh,
nice.
this reminds me of the lighthouse. So there'll be little references to Woohoo Island. But yeah, the actual Woohoo Island itself, you can see off in the distance, like a little blob across the sea, but it's not featured.
We're bringing back Mies. Mies are coming back.
Mies are back.
It's your me. Okay.
Are we bringing back Manita? Is Manita back?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, everyone's got a little smartwatch now, and it is a smartwatch in the shape of monitor. So everyone's
Mini
got their own
Manita.
personal one.
I'm so pleased that everybody's saying Manita. I feel like I bullied you into it, but I'm really happy with that. Okay, this is fantastic. So there is asymmetrical gameplay that is returning. What about the classic games? Are any of them coming back, or is it all new? I mean, you've pitched 3 like specific games, but are they all new games? Any return of the classic games?
We're going to bring back some classic games. You can't beat Luigi's Mansion, and if you can't beat it, just bring it back. That's our motto.
True.
That's fair. We didn't talk actually as well in the history about achievements, because the game does have achievements, right?
yeah.
You can unlock certain
does,
things.
true.
So are we seeing a return to that as well for this game?
Yeah, we are. This is a huge island, and so it's not a plaza. It's not like a little square. So filling this thing up with new items will take you forever, but you'll be able to get like new vehicles to drive around in. So like I said, the R-Wing is one. You can get Link's Master Cycle from Breath of the Wild.
Nice.
You can get the Donkey Kong barrel where you hold A down and it goes up and down.
Yes, excellent.
They're all in there. They're all in there.
Can I use my Nintendo Labo vehicle kit to travel around the island?
Of course.
No, it doesn't fit.
Thank
No, it
you.
doesn't fit. The Switch 2 doesn't fit. How are you going to do that? You're going to have to bring out new Labo. Do you want to put the resources into new Labo?
I'll connect my original Switch 1 Joy-Con to the Switch 2.
Exactly.
There you go. He's nailed it. There we go. Okay, who's this developed by, John? Is it in-house?
Yeah, this is in-house.
Yeah.
No one else could do this. There's no other person who could. It's the same team. We've taken, even those who've left the company for Nintendo Land, we've brought them back.
Excellent. We've got that Switch money. We get whoever we want. So it's EAD then, is it? I think it was originally EAD. So is it, you're bringing EAD back?
Whatever they're called now.
I think they're EPD now.
EAD.
Yeah, EPD.
Yeah.
One of the biggies. Okay, so you've got these games. You've got lots of secrets to uncover. Is there anything? And I don't want you to take this as a slight. This isn't a criticism.
No,
is there anything more to it, or is it literally just go and explore the world and find these games and find these secrets? You touched on RPG. Is that kind of built in, or is it more about finding the secrets to unlock customizable things, kind of thing?
All of these. So the island houses everything. It's
right.
Think Mario Kart world. The tracks are in the world. Here, the mini games are in the island.
I do like that.
So the RPG, Frog Through the Bell Tolls, that's in there. That's just integrated in.
So
you can leave it. You can leave it at any point. Go somewhere else if you want to. But it's all part of the adventure. And so exploring is part of it. Playing all the games is part of it. But also there's online play now, which Nintendo Land never had. So you never need to stop playing Luigi's Mansion. If your friends go home, it doesn't matter. Just keep playing.
True. Someone will be online, always.
Yeah, exactly.
Always be one.
I've got a question I've just thought of. If this is Nintendo Island, are you going to find your favourite mascots just walking around in the world? Will Mario be walking down the street, eating a calzone, which I assume he eats?
So, in the Nintendo Bible, right, we don't we don't want our characters to be out of their worlds unless it's Super Smash Brothers. And this is a rule that I don't know if they have, but it sounds like something.
Or if it's Mario Kart, or if it's a
or Mario and Rabbids, or one of the many.
That's a
spin-offs,
different world.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
If two Nintendo characters see each other, they're forced to fight. That's the problem. So Island would erupt into violence.
So is this island like kind of like Jurassic Park style themed island, or is it Nintendo Island where everything actually lives, except that they're just sort of out doing their kind of saving the day business?
Yeah, it is. It's an island. It's just a full-on island that has just been taken over by Nintendo stuff.
All right.
Yeah,
right.
It's not necessarily. You won't find like one. You won't find like mushrooms covered everywhere. But you will gradually make it more Nintendo themed the more stuff you unlock, though.
So it's a generic island at first, and you're just plopping the Nintendo stuff down as you unlock.
Yeah, you are. You're the biggest
along.
fanboy in the world, just trying to make everything Nintendo.
Does Doshin come out of the ocean every so often?
Doshin
and just destroys
everything.
Okay, go, get back.
It's like, no, the big man is back.
Okay, all right, strong pitch. Any more questions from you, Josh?
Nope.
Flawless.
Strong opener, John, and not one sign of a data mechanic. I'm proud of you. You did it.
It might be a first. It might be a first.
Yeah,
it
could be a first.
All right, we got a strong opener. Josh, you are now the president of Nintendo, but we are still the board, and we still demand that you bring back Nintendo Land. So please tell us, how would you do that?
So I was out having dinner with President Sony yesterday.
Good.
Right?
Yep.
And we were talking about, well, you know,
Who paid?
PS5's
Who paid
doing
the
all
bill?
right nowadays. Oh, always President Sony. If he wants me out, he pays. That's how it works.
Excellent. Yep.
And we were talking, and he was like, so last year, right, we actually had a Game of the Year winner. We had a little game called Astrobot. Amazing game. We didn't even know we had this many IPs. We didn't even know we had any IPs, but suddenly they were all there. And it did numbers for our brand and got a lot of names out there. And I sat there and I thought, well, what are we doing, right? We have Nintendo Today, Nintendo Music.
Oh, no.
That's about it. That's all we've got to get our brands out there. What we should be using Nintendo Land for is to get all of our IP out there. So I went back to Nintendo EPD. I was like, scrap Zelda, get rid of it. We don't need a new Zelda right now.
Back burner.
Don't need new Animal Crossing. Put them back. getting the team together. We're going to make Nintendo Worlds, a new sequel to Nintendo Land. Instead of it being a few mini games, we're actually going to go into the world of our Nintendo games.
All right.
You start in the main plaza with the main tower. We're going to have that whole Nintendo Land theme park vibe where you go through the portals. When you go to the portals, it's not just a mini game. You go to Peach's Castle. You go to Hyrule Castle. You go to Planet Zibis right as it's about to explode. You end up on the Great Fox. We're going to have you go to all of these different worlds and get like a little pocket version of each of these Nintendo games. So when you go to the Mario world, it'll play somewhat similar to a 3D Mario game. You'll be able to run around. We'll have some platforming challenges. We'll have a couple mini games here and there. When you go to the Zelda world, it will feel a bit more like Breath of the Wild. It'll still all be using Miis. It'll still all have the Mii aesthetic. We're not going to have actual Mario in there. It'll be a Mii dressed as Mario or a Mii dressed as Link. Like, we can't have the characters actually meet each other. It'll confuse the tiny brains of our fans.
People will be asking about where it fits in the timeline. It's too much.
Exactly. We can't be doing that stuff. So instead, you'll get to go to all of these and you'll just experience a little microcosm of each of the games. And hopefully, someone goes to the Star Fox world, they get in their R-Wing, do a couple stages of Star Fox, and then when we release Star Fox 1 in a few years, there will be like, oh, that's like the game I played at Nintendo Worlds. I'm going to buy it.
Nice.
And we're going to do that. And we're going to go into the back catalogue. We're going to go really deep into the bag and have a bunch of different costumes for the Miis that you can unlock that reference every single IP we own. You'll be able to get the Kyle Hyde Mii, who will hang around in the plaza. You'll get to get the Kururin Mii in the plaza. He just spins around.
He's just flexing his history knowledge now, yeah.
Get to have the ice hockey Miis. Just 3 Miis dressed in ice hockey gear. We'll have them all here, all the favourites, and you can unlock them as you go. Because, the problem with the Nintendo Land Plaza is it was fine unlocking stuff, but they just took assets from the mini games and then made them statues. And so you're only restricted to whatever arbitrary 12 mini games we decided to have. That's not a proper celebration of Nintendo stuff. So we're going to have as many references and stuff as we can cram into the plaza. As many little Miis who wander around. They're not just going to be generic. They'll all be dressed up. They'll all be interactable. And maybe if we do have models still, they're going to actually be like stuff that looks like it could be from there. If we have a warp pipe model, it's going to look like a warp pipe from the Mario games. If we're going to have a Bokoblin, it's going to look like an actual Bokoblin statue. We're going to just pull as many. And so obviously all the key worlds will be all our big franchises. The ones you see at the Nintendo Museum. There's going to be a Wario. There's going to be a Donkey Kong. There's going to be a Star Fox, a Fire Emblem, a Kirby. And then we'll have a couple of the newer ones that we want people to get really hyped about. We're going to have like an ARMS, because that's new. We're going to have a Xenoblade, that's new. We're going to have a Dragon Drive, that's new.
Get hyped! Oh, nobody's here.
We're going to have a nice mixture. We'll have some of the retro ones we really like. We'll bring the Ice Climbers back. People like the Ice Climbers. We'll bring Urban Champion back. People have mixed feelings about that one, but it's fine.
You can leave him.
Easy one to make.
Okay, all right, okay. Anything to add before we open the floor up to questions?
You'll be able to dress your Mii up as well in different Miis. Once you've gone through a world at least once, you'll be able to replay it with like a different Mii. When you first get to Mario's world, you'll become the Mario Mii. But once you go there a second time, you can then choose like what sort of Mii you want to be dressed up as. Right. So you can have your favourites.
Interesting. Okay. Right. Now, to me, so a question for me right off the bat is that the sort of core of Nintendo Land for the Wii U is that it's a sort of a multiplayer in its experience. But this to me sounds like it's probably quite a solo affair. Is that fair to say, or is it
no, I think if one of the home games has multiplayer in it, then I think we can have some multiplayer aspects to this as well. If you go to the Pikmin world, you can have 2 people running around, or even 3 people running around in their little space captain suits, working together.
All right.
If you do the Mario one, we can have at least 2-player if it will run well enough. 2 people running around together. Like the Zelda one might be single player. There'll be some. The Murasame Castle one will probably be single player. The Kid Icarus one could be 2-player. Like
the Kid Icarus one, huh?
Yeah. Kid Icarus one, it's like
this Nintendo employee has a problem with the name. So it's called Nintendo World, right?
Yes.
We have a theme park called Super Nintendo World. So do you think this is a problem?
No. No, I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. If anything, people will see it and be like, "Oh," and see the theme park instead and be like, "Oh, is that a video game based on the theme park that I went to the other day?" And then they'll buy it.
I guess
Easy,
so.
Excellent.
There you go. See, it's synergy.
Okay, lovely. Now, when you were talking about costumes that you can dress up however you like as you jump into different attractions, do they offer any benefits? If you're dressed up as Peach inside the in the Zelda attraction, can you sort of start floating along? Can you take movesets from other people and implant them, or is it?
No. It'll just purely be an aesthetic thing. Like, I want these. The whole point is we want these worlds to feel like microcosms of the actual games that they're from.
Lovely.
So it'll just start getting confusing if you're in the Zelda world jumping around like Mario and just playing like it's Mario 64 in Hyrule. Confuse people. They go by Breath of the Wild and be like, why can I not backwards long jump? What's going on?
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, John, any questions?
Yeah, so we need these to be high quality because this is going to be the first impression people have of these IP.
Yeah.
What are we going to do if the Breath of the Wild adjacent game isn't as good as Breath of the Wild? Because then people will go, I'm not going to buy Breath of the Wild anymore. Could this turn people off, potentially?
I think we'll just make it as good.
Just make it good.
We're not gonna release a bad product. Yeah. That's not what we stand for here.
No, but if you've got like a catalogue of 30 or 100 games,
this is like every IP, right?
Why do you think I cancelled the new Zelda game?
This is the only game you're making for the foreseeable future for Nintendo.
If I get every employee on it, we'll get it done in record time.
Well, who is developing? So, is this like
everyone? It sounds like it's everyone.
Nintendo's developing it.
Developed by everyone at Nintendo. Excellent. I can put that down. Excellent. So, all right. So, are we sort of doing away then, really, with the kind of attractions and kind of spins and twists on games that Nintendo Land offers? Is it purely like sort of microcosm?
It's not a mini game thing anymore. It's not a mini game thing.
It's a real shift.
Like there'll be mini games in there. I mean, in some sense, Star Fox is a mini game, right? It's like you do 3 levels of an on-rail shooter. That's mini game-ish.
All right.
So, depending on your definition of mini game, they could all be mini games.
If WarioWare's in there, which it will because it's every IP.
Yeah, because it's every IP. Yeah, there's going to be just a WarioWare section. It'll be like the GameCube game, the GameCube version of WarioWare, where you'll have the multiplayer.
Totally
fair.
Be
knees.
Totally fair.
What are we charging for this? Is this an $80 game? Because
this is an $80.
£1,000.
This is 80. You got to think, right? We're not making like 15 3D Mario worlds. So we're going to have one. It's going to be Peach's Castle.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be like a massive amount for each of these. It's more so it's the programmers who are going to struggle having to program every single one of these.
Okay.
But in terms of scale, it's fine.
So, and then in terms of the games that we're making, are we like sort of remaking or remastering old games as like the snippets, or are we giving people snippets of is it basically like a big demo for upcoming games, or is it a take on the story? So yeah, we're going to Peach's Castle, but is it a remake of Mario 64 then, or is it like its own kind of Odyssey level? Is it the Odyssey Peach's Castle, or is it its new thing? What are we making in terms of these games? New things, or
these are all going to be takes on them because they're all going to still be the Mii themes,
right? Okay,
right. You're not seeing actual Peach or actual Toad. You'll see Mii's dressed as Toads, Mii's dressed as Peach, and the Peach's Castle one, as an example, will just be its own take on Peach. It'll still be the iconography of Peach's Castle. It'll still have the moat and stuff, but we're going to design it around the platforming challenges that we're going to include there. The main thing is that there's going to be 8 stars somewhere, and we'll just design the challenges around that.
I actually really like that idea.
And how it aesthetically looks. It's not just going to copy one of the many games. It'll be its own Peach's castle, but it will look like Peach's castle.
Very nice.
I have one final
that's the
question.
idea.
Are our co-owned franchises on board? Will Kirby and Pokemon be in here?
Pokemon, we tried. We went to the Pokemon company. They threw us out.
Yeah.
We were like, we own you.
Yeah.
They threw us out again. So we gave up on that one. But Kirby and Fire Emblem will be there.
Okay.
Xenoblade will be there. I mean, we own one of the stuff, so we can do whatever we want. But for courtesy, we're going to ask them and say, can Xenoblade be in there?
We'll pretend.
The others
we'll give them the illusion of power and then just tell them what they're doing. Yeah.
But like most of the second party, the partner ones, are going to be in there in the form of the Mii costumes you get. Right. So as much as I would love a Hotel Duskworld, even I don't think I could sell a mini game that is a narrative-based visual novel for an hour.
I did actually toyed with Hotel Dusk in my pitch, but I was like, I can't make this work. It's not going to happen.
But you can get a Kyle Hyde Mii.
Incredible.
And that's fine.
Just like a cigarette and a big old jacket. It's like, I'm grizzled.
And we'll hide them in like relevant stages. So the Star Fox stage might have a bunch of the other spacey characters that we don't give their own worlds that you can find in there.
John, any more questions for Josh?
No, this is just a clear-cut vision.
It's a bold.
You can't question it.
It's a bold new direction. I would love like a huge demo of a bunch of Nintendo stuff that are their own self-contained games. I think that's a great idea. Okay, two very different pitches. We're running low on time, so I'm going to drill through my final pitch before we round off. I'm going to rattle through this. So I love Nintendo. Like I had such a good time playing it. Shout out to my sort of board game group that I play board games with occasionally. We were all big nerds, and we played a lot of Nintendo Land together, couch co-op. Great memories, really great time. So my idea is that it's been nearly 15 years since the game. I know, since the game came out. So you drop in as this me, and you stumble across this old abandoned theme park with a little broken down Manita, and you say, "No, we're gonna revive this place. We're gonna bring it back." So you set to work. You can sort of redo bits in the plaza. You can jump and hit a block, and that lights up a bit of the world. And you kind of turning the lights back on. And as you do, you open up the classic games. So all the classic games return, and we figure out how to do it with GameShare. But then there's also 12 brand new entries, and there's peripherals to find, knocking about, old Nintendo peripherals that unlock games in the plaza. I'll touch on that in a sec. These are the games I came up with. I love them. So I'm going to run through these games super quick. So these are the solo games. So Splatoon wasn't around during the Wii U. So Splatoon Roller Coaster, which is basically like the roller coaster from Super Mario Sunshine with gyro controls, where you're going round and you're splatting paint on all the things with gyro controls. Solo game. I would love that. And you have DJ Octavia at the end, please. Breakout, but from the cockpit as you're moving like this, and you've got you've got the Switch 2 things, and I've given myself the thumbs up fireworks again, twice in one episode. But you're moving left and right, and you're sort of like maybe shooting something forward to release the ball, something like that. But basically, you're steering the beam from Breakout.
I'm here for that.
You've got, this next one, Zapper Gallery. So this one has just got the Nintendo Zapper, and it's kind of like the Zelda one, right? In that it's on rails as you're walking through, but you'll come to on rails, and then all of a sudden ducks will erupt, and you're doing a duck hunt thing. But then you move on from that, and you're in a Wild West thing, and people are popping up, and you've got to maybe even dual wield the guns and shoot all the things down. As it gets harder, not shoot the civilians that come up. There's a can that comes along and you have to shoot that way. All that kind of stuff. So you're sort of leaning into the Zapper history of stuff. Solo one, Mac Rider, because, come on, we love Mac Rider. And I think you do something very cool with the controls. You'd have one of maybe the mouse is the aiming thing, and the other one, you can literally slide backwards and forwards to kind of speed up and speed down. So recreating Mac Rider in a kind of new 3D world. And then the last solo game, Chibi Robo, which is the kind of calmer one where you're just kind of pootling about, trying to put the house back together nicely. And you've got like a chores list on the side of the screen, right? But it's not necessarily clear what you have to do. So it's, fix the fan. And you've got to figure out how to fix that. And so there's no horrible time limit. It's just like the calm, chill solo game where you're figuring out what to do. They're the solo games. So Splatoon, Breakout, Zapper Gallery, Mac Rider, Chibi Robo. Team co-op games, Star Fox. Basically, like the R wings, but mounted on a carousel, right? So they're going like up and down as things are coming at you, and you've got to like move up and down, not bash into each other. You can play it solo and co-op. Asymmetrical gameplay. I thought if we can manage that, somebody could be the Great Fox, and you're sort of above everything, because zooming in on things or something, or dropping down. Maybe you're dropping down healing packs for them, like Rob 64 or something like that. Team competitive. 3D Wario's Woods. Now, bear with me.
Right,
so there's a huge tree trunk in the middle. If you're asymmetrical, you're playing Wario, and you're trying to fill up the toads, like the 4 toads pits full of stuff. And if you're the toads, it's like Mario 2 style, when you run onto something, you can pick up above your head and like put it down. If you get the bombs, you can blow up a load of things. If you can like make a row of 5, you get a diamond, and then all 4 of the pits. If you get a blue diamond, all the blue things disappear. So Mario is trying to fill up the pits, and the toads are trying to clear the pits. So that's like kind of like the antagonist co-op gameplay. I've got Kirby's Fruit Punch. I mean, I didn't really get much further than that. Just something about Kirby inhaling fruit and spitting it at things.
Sometimes the title's all you need.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Make of
The
that
game
one.
will make itself
Please,
after that.
if you have an idea for Kirby's Fruit Punch, please pitch it to us. And then Mole Mania. Now this one, you're playing as the moles. You have to dig a certain amount of tunnels. And the asymmetrical player is Djembe, who's trying to basically plug up the holes with boulders, even though the mole doesn't in the game, or turnips or something like that. But you play as Djembe, and the moles, you have to like. I thought even maybe like digging almost like a Picross shape or something, like a kind of like a pixel artwork. There's some objective that the moles have to do, and the other player is kind of placing boulders to try and stop them. So they're the co-op games. You've got Star Fox. No, Star Fox was. Yeah, Star Fox was.
Star Fox.
Yeah. Okay, and then what did I have after that?
Lack of confidence in the president.
No.
He's forgotten how he's forgotten a third of the game.
Sorry. I've jumped to Team Cooperative. That's why. Right. So Team Co-op was Star Fox. And I thought about Zapper Gallery for that, actually, maybe instead of solo. Anyway, and then Ice Climbers, where there's 4 of you. Team co-op game, and you've got to reach the summit, right? And you can help each other. Like one of you has the rope, one of you has an axe, one of you has a hammer, and you've got to basically climb up these platforming things to get to the top of the mountain as the Ice Climbers. The team competitive games. So Wario's Woods was team competitive, Kirby's Fruit Punch competitive, Mole Mania was team competitive, and then finally Rosalina's Bunny Chase. Similar to kind of Mario Chase and Luigi's Mansion. One of you plays as Rosalina with your wand, and your wand can like suck in. What are they called? The stars.
Lumas.
Yeah. They can suck in
Lumas.
Lumas, and you can like shoot them to stun them, and then you have to float over to them. The bunny's obviously very quick. Rosalina's got a bunch of tricks to like try and trap these bunnies in the maze and catch them, and you play as the bunnies, and you have to escape her. Finally, peripherals. You can find a Rob in the plaza, take him to somebody to get mended with coins, and then you have this Gyromite stack-up game where you play as the Robs, and you're going through the arena picking up stack-ups that are hidden all over the place. You can like smack into each other, and you've got to get the most on your stack-up at the end of time. Not Yoshi's Safari, but Poochie's Safari, when you mend the Super Scope. Yeah. So you're going around the plaza with like a Super Scope style thing, just shooting all the stuff. And then finally you unlock the Game Boy camera, which lets you take black and white pixel style Game Boy pictures to post up. And that's it. Developed by Nintendo EPD. I had so much fun making up those games. Please, somebody give me a good idea for Kirby's Fruit Punch. Any questions from the board?
Very good games. Very well thought out games, too.
Thank you.
My problem as a board member is you're bringing back the original Nintendo Land games, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then you've got these new ones. Mm-hmm. Do you think there is a disparity between the influence of the original IP and your new game ideas? So we're dealing with Mario, Zelda, Metroid in the original, and now we've got Mole Mania,
Alleyway, Zappers.
You're fired. No, we've got big ones in there. We've got Splatoon. Splatoon wasn't around when this game came out. This is now huge. Splatoon's a huge IP. You know, Star Fox is big. It's just it's not been around for a while. Star Fox is coming back. People love Ice Climbers, okay, because of Smash Brothers. So let's not they haven't had a game for 40 years, but they're still big in Nintendo. Wario's there, Kirby's there.
Wario is there, but is Wario's Woods?
Play as Wario. You play as Wario. Rosalina's in there.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, though, I think with the original Nintendo Land, you had a good balance, right, of big IPs and smaller ones. I mean, Balloon Trip wasn't massive at the time. Game & Watch Octopus. I mean, nobody's playing that.
Yeah.
So
True.
I've tried to. I take your point, but I've tried to balance it with kind of like the big guns that we didn't use in the first game, and creating buzz and excitement for these old things in the back catalogue, which maybe you could release a new game for if it sells well enough.
You're the
maybe,
president, so.
yeah, well, yeah, true. But maybe not Breakout. I don't think Breakout's coming back. But you
Breakout
could,
99. It could work.
This is true.
True.
We'll do it. We'll pitch it. But I think an Ice Climbers game, if you put it in something like this, people might go, do you know what? I want to see a full game of this. Yeah, you get it done. You get it made.
Exactly, and that was my thought with my pitch as well.
There you go. Bring back whatever you
got
want
it.
because you've got people. The first taste is free. No, it's not a free game,
People-
obviously. But
Yeah,
give people
People
a taste.
come for the Mario and they stay for the Ice Climbers.
There you go. That's the slogan
it.
on the box. Any questions from you, Josh?
So you talked about using the asymmetrical gameplay still for a lot of these new mini
If
games.
possible.
What about the Switch 2's actual gimmicks, like the mouse mode and the camera and stuff like
He
that?
did say
like,
Mark Ryder would use.
You used
the
Mac
mouse,
Rider will
yeah,
use the
yeah.
mouse.
So you
but
got-
that's the only one.
No. I just had to blast through them because this episode's already quite long. No, so I imagine things like I think Star Fox you could aim with mouse mode. Mac Rider is definitely one where you'd use like one for the throttle and one for the guns. Splatoon you're using gyro. Zapper I think would probably be a mouse mode one. I think it's like anything. You would use all the functions of the Switch 2 that you can, right? You might turn one of the games up like that as well, I guess. So yeah, there's options in there. Like I didn't want to expound too much on them, but yeah, definitely it would use every sort of facet of the Switch 2 available in the same way that Nintendo Land did with the Wii U. 100%.
Do you think
Are we using the Switch 2 camera
Oh, good
for
question.
anything?
Because the Wii U game did. It did use the camera.
Yeah, it did use the camera.
Yes. Oh, I was going to say you could put people's faces on the Zapper Gallery one, but that'll get a lot of controversy.
Face Raiders did it.
Face Raiders exists.
Face Raiders is coming back. Face Raiders is coming back for this. Yeah. That's what you shoot on Poochie Safari. You can get Face Raiders and it'll be like woolly bullets, so you're not actually shooting people or something like that.
Can we bring back Frisbee from Wii Sports Resort? Apart from this time, you have your Switch in handheld mode and you throw it.
Yeah, you just throw your Joy-Cons at the telly.
You just throw the entire system.
You just throw the Switch.
You have to find it.
The Frisbee is on the screen.
You have to fill out a full waiver before you play the game. Yeah, just smash. Yes, we want to give people the authentic experience.
Are you not worried about there being too much Mario? Because not only you got Rosalina having her own game, you've also technically got Wario, who's a Mario adjacent character, and it's Wario's Woods as well, which means it's Toad.
That is true.
And you've also got Poochie Safari, which is a Yoshi game, which is another Mario
That's its own
adjacent
thing
game.
now. But that's its own thing now. And I think maybe with Mario's Woods, sorry Toad, but maybe we would bring in some of the WarioWare crew instead. Replace the Toads with WarioWare IP. Get people wanting to know what that IP's about.
Toad's first solo game, and he's gone.
He's
Evicted.
he's axed. He's rubbish. No, Mario's the main man. He's the main man at the big end. He can have lots of representation. It's okay. It's all right. Did no harm for Smash. The sheer breadth of Mario characters in there. Sure. I think we can handle it. We can take it. Well, there you have it. 3 pitches to bring back Nintendo Land. Did you like John's Nintendo Island, home to the Nintendo world? Travel around the island in Nintendo vehicles and find events scattered around. A more organic approach to discovering the games. It's coupled with deep character customization and many more franchises to deep dive into. With secrets buried deep to discover, this game is developed by EPD. Do you like Josh's Nintendo Worlds? Returning to the theme park, this time you travel to the actual Nintendo worlds for pocket experiences of many Nintendo titles. A snapshot of Nintendo IPs, this reaches into the back catalogue to reference Nintendo's entire history. With unlockables and customization too, this game gives the player a taste of each game before releasing the main titles and is being developed by literally everyone at Nintendo? Or do you like My Nintendo Land 2? A straight sequel, returning to the carnival to breathe life back into the forgotten... What's it called? Forgotten... To breathe life, into the forgotten plaza, with all new attractions, returning classics, and peripheral unlockables to play, developed by EPD. Or do you have a better idea yourself? Let us know in the comments below. While you're there, please do like and subscribe. It will help us to grow. Check out our link tree to see our Patreon and other things we offer there too. In the meantime, John, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much. I love talking about Nintendo Land, and I've wanted to do a video about this game for ages. And I think we're like 2 weeks from the Switch 2 launch. Maybe now's the time. Maybe now's the time.
It's one of the best launch titles ever. I'm going to put it out there. It's fantastic.
You're right.
It is very good. Mm-hmm.
Josh, thank you for joining us as well.
Thank you. We're gonna be on a lot more. We're gonna be seeing each other a lot more now. And we might be 2 weeks from the Switch 2. By the time you're seeing this, we'll be
2 days.
No days
2 days from the Switch 2. I know.
2 days from the Switch 2.
That's mad. It's so exciting. Yes, this was our Switch 2 launch special, talking about the launch of the Wii U Classic. I would say let's jump on and play some online, but we literally can't. So maybe one day we'll get into a room and we'll stream it. Maybe one day. And also thank you to you for listening to today's episode. But for now, that's game over. Goodbye.